Hey guys, what's up? It's Dan vs Gaming here, and welcome to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about microtransactions, and just a heads up, I'm going to be using my personal opinions on microtransactions today and the way I feel about them. Also to note, I'll be exchanging the word microtransactions from MTX or some sort of similar acronym within this video, so if you hear that, you need to know that it means the same. So to start with, what do I think about microtransactions as a whole? Well, personally, I'm torn. No one likes pay-to-win games, and that includes me, but I'm not against cosmetic to buy microtransactions like the ones you find in Counter-Strike and other games that are similar. And I know many people are against them, but I personally don't see a reason why they shouldn't be in the game. And as many people will agree, they don't really affect the play or feel of the game. They only affect the cosmetics. Although what I do have against them is that certain games like Counter-Strike, it seems to be a theme that if you have a skin for a weapon or a gun, that means you're a better player than if you don't. So I do kind of think that maybe that affects the feel of a game, but personally, good looks are good looks and they're not really going to affect the playing of a game. Loot crates cheer me up. I hate them. I love them, but I hate them. I've had fun using them, but personally I know that there's a problem with them being in games. The cost to the user, the personal cost, and even the addiction to gambling, where in a way it doesn't feel like gambling because you're not in a casino, you're in front of the screen. Even online gambling games are called things like, oh, Casino Royale, Casino, I don't know, I don't really use gambling games. On a game, it's gambling, it is gambling, and you're not being told, you're not being upfront, and they're not protecting people who are under the age of gambling from it. Everyone knows about the scandal that happened with Star Wars Battlefront, and the way that they kind of targeted loot crates towards children. It's a child's game. Adults play it, but it's a child's game. It's Star Wars, and people know that. The game developers know that, and that they still put in microtransactions which can seriously affect and harm the gameplay. On top of that, they were targeting kids who don't understand how it works, how gambling works, how you're losing money, because they don't understand. Quite a lot of people up to the age of maybe 10 or 12 don't really understand the concept of money as a whole. They sort of think it's something you spend, and it's not really, to them it's personally not an affecting factor because they have the parents. Up until that point where they really want to start earning money, maybe getting a job, up until that point it's just something the parents give them when they need it. And at that point it can become a very effective addiction, because if they're already hooked on these microtransactions, then they start earning their own money, they start spending on these microtransactions because they're so good, so much fun. And the worst part about it is that while people are still buying them, while people are still buying loot crates, while people are still spending money on loot crates and loot boxes, people are still going to be selling them. That's the worst part. On top of that, I don't agree that microtransactions should be part of a main game, part of the game's engine, something that launches up when you open the game. It's like, oh yeah, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? No, I don't. I actually don't. If there's a community market in the background, or if there's loot crates on a separate website, or a thing that you have to purposefully go to and find to use, that's fine. But when it's the top banner, the first thing it pops up saying, would you like to buy this? That is them just trying to make extra money. Devs don't need the money from microtransactions. It's proven that development costs and the money that's reaching by games, microtransactions barely help it. They might help it continue to make money, or continue to make more for the company that designs the game, but they're not needed in games. They really don't help the game. They lose the player base, they ruin the player base, and personally, the fact that they're there at all could completely ruin a game. Next, the worst part is that people who have gambling addictions, who have gambling problems, they go to a game and it's got this gambling on the front page, and they don't realise how much money they're spending because they're just clicking a button, clicking a button, clicking a button. It's not like you have to physically go out, take your money out and give it. That's the worst part. They don't know whether to buy a game or not. People won't pre-order and buy games because it's never made publicly available whether a game is going to contain loot crates or not. It's not made available to them. They don't know what's going to happen. And even if they do know what's going to happen, they are then torn between what could be a really good game to play with their friends and risking that they may be exposed to gambling products that may trigger their addiction, make them stuck back into that same spiral again and again and again. Or with the fact that they don't play a game that all their friends are playing, and they're just like, oh, I want to play this game, I really want to play this game, but I shouldn't buy the game. If I buy the game, I might get sucked in again, and I can't do that. And that's the problem. People think that, oh yeah, gambling isn't a problem, gambling isn't an addiction, it's not like alcohol, or it's not like drugs, it's not like smoking, but it is. In fact, I'd say it's one of the strongest addictions in the world. Not saying that I've suffered it, not saying that I really understand what it's about, but the way it works on people, the way people think that they can win. People know with smoking how bad it does for your body. Maybe it makes them feel good, but everyone is just saying bad for your body. With drugs, it makes you feel good. It makes you seem good, but people know the effects it has on your body. With gambling, it's a purely mental addiction. It's like mental illnesses, which I have had experience with. Mental illness was never even accepted as something that we cared about. People just got chucked in loony bins. Now people actually see what it is. Gambling is one of those. It affects the mind, and that's even worse than things that affect the body and affect the feeling, because on top of the fact that it's much harder to find out, it's much harder to diagnose, and it's much harder to treat, because the mind is such a complicated part of the body, it is very, very easy to exploit, and people don't notice it. They think, oh yeah, I got another gun, I can actually get something good out of this. People think, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to take a high, I'm gonna get high, I feel good. People think, yeah, I can win something that I can keep forever or for a very long time. People think this is something sustainable about loot crates, because when you get something, when you win something good, it's going to make you something. It's going to be something to you. However, with something like drugs or something with like alcohol, when you buy them, you know it's going to be that one-time pad. Once you've drunk the alcohol, you're out. Once you've smoked the cigs, you're out. Once you've taken in the drugs and you've gone out and you've hit your low and you've gone back to normal, you're out. But with loot crates, you could win something. You could win something that you'd always want. With gambling, you can win something that you always wanted. You always wanted to win that $100 in that gambling game, and that's the thing. That's the problem we're going to experience, is that people don't want to stop gambling because they think they can win something, and it's advertised everywhere. Children on YouTube, children everywhere are being exposed to these gambling adverts on TV channels, which are child-only TV channels, because they think their parents will be watching with them, and it's disgusting. I really think that gambling, microtransactions, MTX, whatever you want to call them, they shouldn't be made as available as they are. They need to be hidden. If they're in a commodity market, if they're in a space where you can have to click, say, oh yes, I want to go to this section, so you want to say, I want to go to the store, and then in the store there might be a loot crate section. When it becomes harder and harder to get to, people who don't want to be there, who want to just play the game for the game that it is, people that just want to play the game because it's fun, because it's great, and because it's a good game, that's that. I have one more thing to say, and this is one that tugs at me more than the rest. I know I've been very powerful in this video, very one-sided, and I don't really like not looking at both sides of an argument, but this is one thing that I need to say, is that when you're on a game and the game gives you drops, when a game gives you drops and the drops aren't something, they aren't worth it. When a game like Counter-Strike gives you a 3p crate, which anyone can sell for 3p to you, and then says, oh yeah, by the way, if you spend £2.50 on this game, or more keys for this crate, you can have a chance of winning something good. A chance. And the thing is, they're rigged. They'll never give these statistics, because the chance of you getting anything more than the £2.50 that the key is worth is slim to none, because they don't want to lose money. And they won't lose money because that's what they do. That's what they do. So, in the end, what are we going to do? Well, microtransactions won't be stopped unless we want to stop them. People like me, you, other gamers in the community, we have to say, no, that's enough. And we did it. We did it with Star Wars. We did it. Can we do it with everything? Can we say, no, you can have them, but we don't want them here. We don't want them on the front screen of everything that we see, because that's what we have to say. That's what we have to mean, and we have to present a united front. And that might seem weird, because there's millions of gamers out there, lots of people who enjoy watching YouTubers do loot crates. But we have to present the idea that we, as gamers, as a community, Xbox, PS4, PC, any gamers, Nintendo Switch, any gamers, we have to present the idea that we are not there for that. We have to say we're here to play a game, because that's what we're here to do. I would say we stand up and we say no. When they say we're going to put this here, we say no. You can have them, we don't want to see them. If we want to find them, we will find them. And that's it for today's episode, guys. I know I've been very one-sided with my argument, but you have to see that I feel so personally about this. I haven't really had experience with it, but I know people who have had experience with it, and I know it's bad. So I'm sorry to be one-sided, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed, remember to dislike and leave a comment why if you didn't, but also leave a comment if you loved it, and I'll catch you in the next video.